G'day guys, Chad here, your resident pitmaster and backyard barbecue expert. Today I'm back with more tips, tricks and recipes to help you become a real hero around the barbecue and the campsite. G'day guys, now I'm sure a lot of you like me have a bit of cookware lying around that looks a little bit like this. So today I'm going to show you how to restore and re-season your camp cookware using just a few household items, make it brand new again. Let's hook in. So we're going to use two methods today. The usual white vinegar bath that utilizes the acid in the vinegar to break down that rust so it's easy to remove in the cleaning process. And I've heard Kohler works great. I haven't used it myself, but I thought we'd do a bit of a comparison today, a little bit of a science experiment, see which one comes up best. Now at a first glance, and you can see how shocking these are, people would just think, couldn't be bothered and just end up throwing it out. Look, don't waste your good money. It's not hard work. You'd be surprised at the results just by following these simple steps. First up, we're going to pop our cookware into these two tubs I've got here, and we're going to get our liquid in and get those soaking away. So what we want to concentrate on is our most affected areas. Now in our case, it's the inside of our skillet, so we're going to work that area first, and if possible, we're going to submerge the outsides as well. Now with something like a camp oven, it is quite a large surface area to cover, so what we're going to do again is concentrate on the inside, which is usually the most affected area, and if possible, again, fully submerge. In our case, the outside of our oven's nice and clean, so we're just going to work on the inside at this point. Righto, now our tubs are ready. We're going to let them soak for at least an hour. Now remember, the longer the better. We really want to let that rust break down so it's easy to remove. But we'll come back and show you how easy it is to scrub it off. Righto, so we've removed the skillet from the Kohler and we can already see that that reaction has started to work and that rust is already coming away from the pan. So next we're just going to remove that rust from the pan very easily. So you can use any household item, a scourer, a wire brush, whatever you've got lying around. I'm lazy today, going to use my wire brush head on the drill. Let's hook in. Just going to add a little bit of pressure here with the drill. Handy tip, leave a bit of that liquid in the bottom of the pan, not a lot, so don't dry it off with a towel. Just from pulling it out and giving it a quick drain should be sufficient. There you have it, that easy. A bit over a minute with the drill there. So if you're using a hand brush or a scourer, maybe looking at a couple of minutes. That Kohler worked really well, I'm super happy with it. So that's ready for a re-season now. This will need to be resubmerged back in the Kohler just so we don't pick up another rust again. It doesn't take long. So next we'll move on to the camp oven, exactly the same process. Remembering, leave a little bit of liquid in there. Don't dry it off with a towel before doing this. That'll allow the wire brush to work a lot more easily across the surface of the camp oven and make cleaning a hell of a lot easier. And that is coming off super easy. There you have it. Again, a couple of minutes with the wire brush on the drill. Now, as you can see, we have removed that layer of seasoning on the cooker now, and we can already see a layer of rust starting to develop on that. It doesn't take long. So what we're going to do is I'm going to chuck it back in the vinegar bath until we're ready to re-season. Now surprisingly, the Kohler did work really, really well. I still prefer the vinegar bath. I found it gave a slightly better result, but if you haven't got vinegar floating around your house, Kohler will work just fine. We've removed a lot of the seasoning from our cast iron pan and we've brought our Baduri oven back to bare spun steel. Now it's time to re-season our cookware. Firstly, start by removing any excess grit and grime using hot soapy water. Now I know what you're thinking, you should never be using soapy water to clean your cast iron or spun steel cookware. Now because we've brought this back to its bare state, it's fine to use the soapy water to remove this grime and dust. Now once that's had a good warm bath and a nice scrub down, just to remove any of that excess grit or grime that may be left on there, take a clean towel and give it a really thorough wipe down. We want to get it as dry as possible. After we've given it a dry with the towel, we're going to chuck it on the hooded barbecue, high heat. I've got that preheated for a couple of minutes just to take out any moisture that may be left over on the cookware. Rightio, we've left that on the heat for a few minutes just to dry off. So now we're going to let it cool down so we're able to handle the cookware. so we can apply our seasoning. Now there are a number of oils you can use to season your cookware. Now flaxseed oil is the best oil to use for seasoning. However, you can use pretty much anything you've got floating around in your cupboard. Today I'm just going to use a bit of the canola oil spray, something I've got lying around in the kitchen all the time, and I'm sure you do too. Now we're going to give it a good spray on the inside. We're going to give it a good wipe down, making sure we haven't got any pooling anywhere in the cookware, because it will leave drip marks and it will leave you with a sticky texture at the end. We want that thing non-stick. Now we've gotten the internals and the external of the cooker done with our spray oil, back onto the barbecue for a good about probably 15-20 minutes. You can use an oven, however you do get a lot of smoke. I prefer to use the hooded barbecue for that reason alone. If you're using the hooded barbecue, make sure you're in a well ventilated area. Righto, so we've let our camp oven sit on the barbecue now for about 15-20 minutes on high heat. I can see a nice dark black color appearing there on the cookware. So I'm going to remove that from the heat, let it cool down. We're going to repeat that process about another 3 or 4 times. So that's exactly the color we're looking for after our first season. I'm going to let that cool down. We're going to repeat that process 3 or 4 more times until I'm happy with the color and the non-stick texture on the internal and external of the cooker. There you have it, guys. Do not throw them out. A little bit of love, a little bit of elbow grease, and a few household items, and there you have it, brand spanking new. And if you've got any other suggestions on how to clean and maintain your camp cookware, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more camping, four-wheel driving, and cooking tips from the experts at 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre. For more tips, tricks, and secrets on how to become a backyard barbecue master or a camp cooking legend, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And keep in touch with all things Adventure Kings on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, you can get all the gear at 4wheeldrivesupercentre.com.au.